I'm finally at a stage in my life where I've learned to thrive and not just survive. For me, reframing and thinking about the hard things in my life in a different way didn't take them away by any means, but it helped make me a better person and feel better about myself and really create a life of magnetizing better things to myself. You'll hear me say this throughout the course, the analogy of growing things like in a garden. You make sure that you till the land and you use manure to help ensure the land receives its necessary nutrients and sunshine to grow plants properly, or your garden. The manure of your life is the essential in providing the nutrients. Even though it may smell really bad, you don't like being around it or touching it. But the manure is actually what helps your vegetable or your garden grow or your flowers bloom bigger. So when I stepped back and I looked at my own life, there were so many things like the manure of my life, but without these things, I could not have thrived. I would have been a victim of those circumstances, and now I choose not to be. And this has made me bloom into the flower or have the life that is thriving today. And it was definitely a choice to really look at how can I, like, the manure of my life is still impacting me every day, but how do I use it to help me go, oh, I don't want that anymore? Or how do I make it as a choice and rather than being a victim of that moment? So I moved from surviving to thriving by taking the manure of my life and like putting these things that have been done to me or the disadvantages of my life of being poor or my health problems where I was bedridden for a big chunk of my life, or even the people who have impacted me negatively by telling me I couldn't be enough or wasn't lovable. All of those things are still in my head, and that is the manure that still drives certain parts of my brain. But I can still take all these things as I learn and learn them as a lesson so I don't repeat them to myself, to do that to myself anymore, or to do those things to other people around me. I took these experiences and I use them to make myself a better person and reach my hand out to help others people do the same in their same kinds of situations, which is what also helps me inspire to do the work I do with One Mama in disadvantaged communities. This gives me so much energy to do things from a place of joy and light and more energy and thrive. And I swear it feels like it just becomes this catalyst to reframe that manure and so that it does really become the flower and that like so many things bloom around me that I still to this day look around my life and can't believe the amazing things that are happening, and partly because of so many crazy things happened to me when I was young. So I've met some rare Holocaust survivors who took these kinds of situations and these unthinkable situations. I've met women who've suffered just unthinkable situations in Africa and Afghanistan, and they have transformed these into thriving outlooks on life. These individuals, despite their circumstances, they do not seem to be bitter or angry. They have found this way to be grateful and joyful and appreciative for everything that came to them that was good. Like savoring it. There's this loving kindness in their eyes that they have chosen joy over revenge or bitterness. And then that is what makes them thrive. And then you want to be around these people and you think to yourself, how can they be like this when they've had such horrible things happen to them? I want to be like that. So that when someone cuts you off on the freeway and you get angry about it, you think, I don't want to be angry about that. I want to choose joy in this moment. I want to choose that I'm grateful I have a car today instead of what this person just did. I know me choosing this has made my life thrive with my health, my mental health, my physical health, the abundance and a prosperity that sort of now magnetizes to me, which, trust me, that was not always the case. Financial abundance and abundance in friends. Like I have friends and a family, a soul family, a world family, and community that I never thought was possible for me. And I would almost like pigpen draw it away from me, but now I bring it to me. So thriving is what you get when you fight for the joy in every moment. Even when your mind tempts you to do revenge, you do joy instead. It's like a train track. You have the choice to choose revenge, victim, things that will keep you focused on what things happened to you that were bad, or you have a choice to focus on the joy in that moment. What is good into this moment? What am I grateful for? And that is how we thrive. And the more we do that, it magnifies like a sun and we create an abundant, thriving life. So what are you going to do today to thrive and not just survive?